Call the spaceships to Davenport, prepared for divanarchy and interface with a couch in space. Welcome to Space Couch. How's it going? Mark Truman first in the chat room. What's up, man? Uh, so happy to be back here in space. It's going off, man. Like we're blasting off. We blasted off past tense because clearly we're in space now and can beam this signal down to you there on planet Earth. We would also like to beam out this message from our sponsor. Got a brand new one this week. It is Tiger Squawk Records. You want to check out Night Terror, Freak on the Inside. It's goth rock electric. It's great. Acid noise insanity. New signing, Night Vibes from Ghost Proxy. It's really, really great. Gasoline Inverter, but the Healmore EP. That's me trying to sound like God Module. New from Virtual Terrorist, Gutter Mixes Volume 2, some amazing remixes. New signing, Cutbrain, revamped. It's awesome. Batavia and Their Friends, electrically hot remix disc. Breathless original soundtrack from Isserly. You'll want to check out Sad Christmas, also from Isserly, followed by Squawk Stock 2, the super online event all day on February 20th. It's going to be amazing. And of course, kickstarting right now is the upcoming Gothsicles album, Animal Songs. It's the best one, I think, but I'm biased. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Dre, we got Dan in the chat room. What's up, guys? Matt's here. It's just a party. Speaking of party, we will be party to some I don't even know what you would call this. Rhythmic noise, atmospheric industrial. We'll find out and we'll get into it because A in space, grasp logic in the house. We're gonna get into all the space nooks and space crannies of our multifaceted guest. Speaking of guests, let's bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is, Derek Rush. What is up, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, space stuff, as I see, as the same case for you out there in the cosmos.
Yeah, started a new space station
Okay.
myself. Figured now was the time.
Right. I mean, yeah, I hear there's a lot of problems down there on terra firma. Robert Galbraith says hi, Derek, or Derek! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! So, while we are waiting to bring you in, it would have been appropriate if we were listening to some hold music, because hold music is the name of the new COMPACTOR album. Give us a little bit of the insights on COMPACTOR and how you, as the worker, if I'm getting that right, fit into the new release.
Wow. So Compactor is not a person or a group or a band.
Okay.
It's a series of interconnected machinery that's mostly obsolete. The sounds of the machinery is what makes the noise.
Mm-hmm.
The machinery is operated by an anonymous figure, kind of an every person, known only as the worker. So
Okay.
the worker could be me, but the worker could be you, or
Okay.
it could be him or her or them, because anybody who has to work for a living, that's sort of what this figure represents.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so generally the worker goes out and works live shifts. That's what's been going on a lot for the past, especially 2016 through 2019.
Okay.
And then something changed in 2020. I'm not quite sure what that is, but there haven't been any live shifts. So there's just a lot of working from home. There's a lot of people having their work and their home life blurred. There's no separation. People are constantly working. So, but at the same time, everything feels like it's on hold.
Mm.
Life
Oh,
is
okay.
on hold, the universe is on hold. And a lot of times people may not be working, and they have to the call up unemployment company below, and you're put on hold.
Okay. Oh,
I was
wow.
literally on hold for like an hour and
Right.
2 hours or something once. And yes, the music is absolutely atrocious. So this was an idea that had been fomenting, if that's the right word, for
Of course, sure.
many years. And this seemed the perfect time uh, for it to happen. It's just, in a sense, this is the music that, not sure if the compactor itself is making
Mm.
this music. This is the music that is pumped into the workspace, and that includes the home
Oh,
workspace,
okay.
by the parent company Waste Management.
Oh,
Um,
wow. There's
yeah,
so
so
you
there's a whole lot of backstory going on.
there's a world you are in which you are enveloped. Well, let's take a listen to a little bit of hold music available now on Bandcamp. All right, so that was a little preview of hold music, out now, care of the Waste Management Company. I switched from the giant leopard coffee mug to the Cobra Kai coffee mug, and
It's important.
it's important. The well, so we can get that on Bandcamp. Just search for Compactor hold music, and not only is it available digitally, uh, this has the gnarliest uh, delivery mechanism potentially of anything I've seen in recent memory. You can get a special device that plays the new album.
Yeah,
That
it will only play the new album,
so
which
it,
is
what you get a dope looking speaker compactor thing in the mail, or
yeah.
you could have. It's also they're all sold out, but
Not at this point. I didn't actually expect that to happen. Yeah, but I'm psyched that happened.
that's
But
pretty great.
I do have the first one. Whoops.
Oh,
Like,
awesome!
yeah, I can show the prototype,
Very
and
cool.
I'll
So
see with all the lights. But this is one of them.
very cool. Ben
Uh,
Hudgens says I got mine. The
yeah, and as you say, yes, as you pointed out, there is a speaker. It's literally,
okay,
it's, of course, it's all the lights are freaking destroying it, but
that's all right. I don't know if you have
but it's a
any
speaker right on top. Yeah.
ins to like the product department at Waste Management, but what if you had to speculate? Where would you think the idea for that or the impetus for it, like creating a device that played just the album came from?
So there's a couple things. First of all, because some of the influence of this is from another evil corporation, not quite as evil as Waste Management, but fairly evil, and that would be Muzak. Uh, and there were literally Muzak machines. In fact, I used to work at Kinko's, and
Okay.
they had. By the way, this also does come on cassette. The
Mhm.
player is like the special edition, and then there are also cassettes, and the digital comes with both of those. So yeah, the machines that played the Muzak were basically these customized devices. There are like a whole bunch of different kinds, and I saw one. It was a cassette player. It's like a big stereo cassette deck, except that what you put into it is a 120-minute tape, which is like
Uh-huh.
the maximum. But they have it programmed so that both the recording on it and the player play at like 1/4 speed.
Oh,
So a
wow.
2-hour tape is 8 hours long.
Okay.
So I worked at that place for like 9.5 hours a day. I would end up hearing the same damn songs at the end of the shift as I did at the beginning of the shift, and I wanted to murder people.
Okay.
I did not murder people,
Oh,
in
okay.
case NSA is watching. Uh,
It's in space. It's the international waters.
that's true. That's true. Oh, thanks. Good call. Um, so yeah, so there was that, and I do have to also give a shout out to a fellow crazy person, Brandon Wald, who runs Black Ring Rituals Records. Also, like me, is an insane person who likes putting things out in weird ass formats. And he put out the compactor release last year called Digital Forensics, which is on mini disc.
Mm,
But
nice.
he's not the only one. It was released on mini disc day, the very first mini disc day. So like you have record store day, and then you had cassette store day, and now there's mini disc day.
Oh,
So yeah, but the real inspiration, I guess, I have to also, besides knowing about the Muzak machines, is that Brandon released his harsh noise wall project support unit on a little device called a hit clip. I don't know if
okay.
you've ever heard of those, but it is like a self-contained player.
Oh, wow.
And I
Okay.
was like, that is so cool. And then I spaced
Huh.
and didn't get one. And
Okay.
he only made like 20 of them. They were $25 each. And I was like, oh, I don't have
Right,
money right
right.
now. And it was like, I should have just done it, because
Yeah,
now I regret it forever.
right.
Just like anybody who didn't grab one of these players, hopefully you'll regret it forever. Um, but no, you can still get cassettes
Cool,
from.
man. Cool. Friend of the show, Snowbeast says Brandon Wald has a Klingon noise side project, art project. Love it. Kapla. We salute such things
Kapla!
out here in space. Yeah. The well, we do love ourselves some streams, and we touched on your friend's label, but you also run a label. That's amazing. Chthonic Streams. Tell me about this.
So what I had totally forgot to mention before that I had planned to,
That's all right.
is that, as I said, here we are in the space station today. So I was thinking of changing the label name actually to Celestial Streams, um, because, and I'm throwing this in to let people know who, because I stupidly chose a name that is hard to spell and pronounce, of a label. So people go, your label's called Cthulhu? No, it's nothing to do with Cthulhu. It's that I used to study runic magic, and in the runic tradition, there are three types of streams that run through the worlds. Three types of runic magic streams.
All right.
There's the celestial, the terrestrial, and the chthonic.
Okay.
And I went, chthonic streams.
Yeah.
That's me. That's what makes sense. It just means underground or
Right.
subterranean. To me,
Oh,
it's the
right,
idea.
right, right,
To
right.
me, it's the idea of all different. people and ideas in the underground flowing together.
Mm.
You have streams running into rivers, running into oceans, and back and forth. So that's the idea.
Well,
We're all in a way in it together. It's
uh,
not about competition so
right.
much.
Okay.
It's like, hey, I'm doing a thing, you're doing a thing. Let's do
Totally.
let's combine and do a thing sometimes. Let's put on a show, have people from this town come over and play in
No, I
our
love
town,
that.
vice versa, that kind of a
All
thing.
about merging to form Devastator. The So what's coming up for Chthonic Streams, or what do you got
um,
going on?
there's nothing specific. I could talk about it. Well, quickly, I could mention the things that have come out.
That'd be great.
Uh, the most recently, because Chthonic Streams is different from Waste Management. Waste Management has no catalog numbers. Chthonic Streams catalog numbers are all like related to. They're all Myrk, MYRK, which is another runic magic word.
Okay.
Yeah, and all the catalog numbers are all related to like magical things. Until
Cool.
we hit around the 60s, then I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna number normally. Because for a while I was like, oh, if it's number 73, that's the number of death. All these little magical references. I'm like, no one's gonna get this shit. So, yeah. But the last thing that came, and I'll jump around with numbers, and this is a perfect example. One of the first things I put out, which of course you can't see because it's
uh,
getting destroyed. There we go. It's screwing up
we're
everything.
no,
Is
we're just phasing in and out of dimensions here. We
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Here it works.
cool.
So one of the first things I put out many years ago uh, is this album, "Hope for Nothing" by December, which was a solo project. It's
Okay.
sort of goth, sort of industrial, sort of. I don't want to say metal, but
Mm.
like if you took the metal out of doom metal, it's just doom.
Okay. Okay.
You're doomed. Which is another runic reference. Doom is like another thing having to do with it. So I finally reissued this on CD after like 25 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came
Oh,
out.
cool. It looks,
You
from
know,
what I can
it,
see, it looks great.
your actual copy in person will not do this.
Okay.
It is 100% real. It will not phase in and out of reality.
It exists within this
This is a
sphere.
Star Trek plot device happening right now, unfortunately. Yeah. Another, speaking of reissues, and this is what was going on a lot last year, which is reissues. Maybe I put it here. There we
There you
go.
go, solving
Dream
problems.
into Dust. So this is also remastering a collection of old things.
Mm.
These were like 15 compilation tracks, 11 of which came out between 1998 and 2003,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and then four that never came out before. So I put out this little booklet
Oh, awesome.
explaining, yeah, all the songs
Oh, that's
and
great.
with the CD in the front, la la la. So that's pretty cool. Um, as far as next stuff, it's up in the air. There's a bunch of people that I've been talking to about working with. I'm sorry, I don't have one with me because I literally sold my copy like an idiot. But along with Murderous Vision, which I actually have Murderous Vision's Abscission and The Dream into Dust at the same time. Speaking of Snow Beasts, I released the first solo album by Elizabeth
Yeah.
of Snow Beasts, which comes in a crazy package that I can't show you because I wasn't smart enough to have one.
Ah, it's okay. We,
Uh,
I,
it's called Inner World, and it's pretty amazing.
it's pretty
Uh,
awesome. You got into
she
it a
did it.
bit.
She did it all by herself. Other than I did the artwork, and Robert Galbraith, the partner in Snow Beast, did the mastering. So usually I have something to do with the music that's on Chthonic Streams.
Okay.
I'll at least master it or mix it. The only times I've had nothing to do with music are because of Snow Beast, because they are so self-contained. I released a Snow Beast album in 2018. It was like 100% done. Even the artwork was done with that one.
Nice.
So that was all just like coming up with a crazy, insane package and then running around finding the pieces to make it happen and putting it out and doing it. And it's great. I don't know if they still have any more of those. I don't.
Oh,
But
well, it's a good
if they
problem to
do,
have.
ask Rob and Beth if they have any of the Snow Beasts album, whose name is turned away from me so I can't see it because I forgot already. Because
It's
I
shrouded in space mystery. It's okay.
My brain is like a sieve. Information is just floating out. It's floating out that window behind me into the
Okay.
atmosphere. It's gonna burn up on re-entry.
It's the airlock. He says he has a few.
Yeah,
Um,
it's good. Um, but next stuff. So I've been talking for a while to a great friend of mine, um, who has a project that has changed names a few times. Um, the important thing is that now it is called Morher.
okay.
It's like mother, but with an R. And Morher played a show, several shows that I put on or played in the past couple of years. So we've been working on stuff that they're putting together, for a little while, but we keep getting derailed
Yeah.
because we're all really busy, doing multiple things, working multiple jobs, and so forth. But eventually, I expect and hope to do a more her album.
Very
Uh,
cool.
Also, quite soonish, I hope, will be an album by Samita Serpens, which is Denman Anderson, who's a super nice guy, who has been playing live in Static Bloom for
Oh,
past.
oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah, Denman has this great project, Samita Serpens, and I've heard a couple things, and I just said, can we do something?
Nice.
Uh, that's what I see as the role of the label, because anybody could just put out their own stuff. I'll just create a Bandcamp. The idea is to sort of create a concept, sort of an umbrella sound, a way of thinking and doing things, and saying, hey, these things are all kind of connected,
Okay.
you know.
So,
And there's also, as you can see, there are these weird ideas for special packaging. Obviously, you
right.
saw that. Actually, I have a crazy one that I brought
Oh,
out.
awesome. Thank you for bringing
It's
that stuff.
also sold out, but a couple years ago in 2017, put out No Workers Paradise, which is a box set. As you can see, it's in a toolbox
Oh, awesome.
because it's all about work. And the booklet's not in here.
That's
Anyway, there's normally a booklet in here, and it comes with 8 cassettes.
wow.
So it's 8 hours. 8 hours of industrial noise that is about work and
That is
the state of
some
work.
noise aesthetic. I love it.
Yeah, so the idea is like, and actually one of the artists on the label, on the release, Andy Grant, aka the Vomit Arsonist,
Hey, yeah.
out of Providence, um, has has done exactly, I believe, what I was hoping for. I'm not sure if he literally brought the entire case in with him, but I said, the ideal way to listen to this is carry this to work with you, and then put it down, and then take each and listen to all 8 tapes through your 8-hour shift.
okay.
And
That's
I
amazing.
know that he did that. I don't know if he brought the case, but he definitely brought the 8 tapes and listened to them.
Oh, I love it. I mean,
That's
literally industrial in terms of
Yeah,
like forwarding industry. Like, well, I like your idea of the role of the music label in 2021. I mean, nobody's walking into Best Buy or whatever, but you see it more as providing it as sort of like a conceptual glue, or is there more to it functionally, you think, for what labels do or what Chthonic, if I'm saying that right, Streams
yeah.
does?
Close enough. A lot closer than most. It's like shortening the space between the C and the T.
oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter. You could go chthonic. It's a
Okay.
little. I'm
Chthonic.
I'm I'm from Queens myself, so it's chthonic. No, I'm kidding. I'm not actually from. I'm from New York City, but yeah, I did grow up.
Bentavia's Ed Cripps Jr. says, I played at the Vomit Arsonist's first show in Ben's backyard for his birthday party. All right.
Nice, nice. Um, yeah. So yeah, there's a basically it's about curation.
Okay.
So it's curating the label and curating live shows.
Hmm.
Obviously, the live shows are not going to include only people on the label, but generally there will be at least one artist associated with Chthonic Streams at a show that I book.
Hmm.
It's the idea. It's a little bit of an old model, but it kind of works.
So you book live shows or did?
Yes, in the before times,
Right.
I was booking more live shows, and I have to also do another shout out here to somebody who, I mean, a lot of people that put on shows in New York City have been inspirational to me. There are people and collectives that work really hard to do things in various realms. Um, there's Lost Soul Enterprises, on the live techno end
Okay.
of things. There's Thousands of Dead Gods on the noise side of things, and then there's there's shows going on at or have been going on at places like Pioneer Works and Knockdown Center, put on
I'm being told you
by.
did killer shows in a church.
Yes, I did some shows in a church too. Um, that was the Park Church Co-op. Yeah, actually, Snow Beasts played one of those, possibly actually my favorite show
Okay.
at that church. It was Woat, which is Thomas Watkis, also a New York City um, person, uh, and Snow Beasts, and the Holy Circle out of Baltimore, featuring Terrence Hannum of Locrian and Axebreaker and other things. But also Ariadne was
Oh.
really the mind-blowing artist that night. And the vocalist of Ariadne normally does sing in a church, and they call their music like sacred electronics or something like
Hmm.
that. It's just an incredible, and really blew everybody away. It was a great show at the church, and we're hoping we can go back to doing shows at the church if it is still there.
Oh,
You
okay.
know? Yeah, it's really rough. It's a I believe it's Lutheran church. It's actually pretty cool for a church. Normally, I'm not down with churchy
Right.
things, but like they're actually quite open-minded, liberal. They say Jesus loves everybody. We don't care.
All
They've
right.
had people doing all kinds of kooky things there, and they don't care, what your gender, color,
Hmm.
orientation, any of that is. They're just like, be respectful of the space and the people here, and everything's cool. Don't destroy the place. You know, it's really great. So I hope that once things are better,
Hmm.
uh, maybe next spring. Uh, I mean, winter's cool there too, literally. Um, but well, it's better than the summer because there's no air conditioning
Okay.
and over
Understood.
100 degrees in an ancient church. This church is
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
it's
tried.
100 years old. There's no air
Oh
conditioning. You're
boy.
just you're just oof. It
It's just
doesn't.
wet. I was sweat.
It's nasty. So yeah, hoping we can get back and do shows in there again. Whatever spaces are still available or becoming available.
Hmm.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, I was mentioning Quo Vadis Productions. That's who I meant to also shout out
Okay.
in when I was talking about local people doing things. But when you're talking about inspiration, I do have to say that I started co-producing shows with Lee Bartow of Annihilus Power Electronics back in, I guess, 2012. I started going to his shows really only in like 2011, and he'd been already doing them for several years. We've met a long time before that, but I completely forgotten about it.
Hmm.
And yeah, then we just reconnected in like 2010 and 2011. He started doing this new series of shows that started going out, and then it was like, hey, let's book a show together. So
Awesome.
we booked a great show with at the Acheron, rest in peace,
Oh.
Acheron. But it sort of lives on as another place as a bar that was next door called the Anchored Inn. But the Acheron venue is no more. But yeah, shout out to everyone, Acheron crew, uh, past and wherever they are now as well. Um, but yeah, we did shows Cenotype.
Hey.
Yeah, Cenotype, Dirty Jersey.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see, Tonicom.
Oh yeah. Big
Uh,
Chthonic fan.
see, Cenotype, Tonicom, Alberic, which is Chris Lapke. Alberic's on Hospital Productions.
Oh, well, I'm
Yeah,
very familiar with Hospital.
yeah, he does a
Nice
lot of
to
mastering too. But Alberic is an
I
amazing
helped
project.
start that shit. But
Yeah.
kinda.
Um,
Um
big rhythmic noise there. Yeah, Valve God, Compactor, and Theologian, which is Lee's.
oh, dope, dope.
Yeah,
Definitely down with
Lee's main
Theologian.
project on Annihilus. And yeah, we had some good DJs, Wendy Black Widow and Abstract, who's my friend Ben, who also runs a label called Endless Landscapes of Decay. So
Labels
it's
for everybody.
everybody, you get a label, and you get a label, and you get a label.
The
Everybody gets a label. I got so excited I changed my color.
well,
Uh, I
we
was red and now I'm more yellow.
we're
So I gotta
circling
watch
like
out.
past Mars into Saturn, so we
Yeah.
might expect that. Well, not only do you book shows and do label stuff, or sit on the waste management board or something. The You're also into Dream into Dust. Tell us about this and what might be coming down the pipe for that.
So yeah, as I showed before, I just released that Fragments of Legacy. It's the collection I've been waiting to put out for like 20 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I had some quick version of this on CDRs for like some close friends as early as like 2003.
Mm,
After
yeah.
the last, so I sent one copy to a friend, and I said, yeah, um, and I was like, someday I'm gonna remaster this and put it out, and so that was a big deal, and that's the first Dream into Dust thing that's come out since 2012 when the last
Oh wow.
album came out. But that wasn't all, and this is not quite the future yet, but as it turned out, Stephen Petrus of Murderous Vision, who I also released the Epsition cassette and then CD reissue. Stephen's out of
So much show and tell today. Perfect.
yeah, Stephen's out of Ohio, Fairport Harbor, Ohio, near Cleveland. Um, he's been major in that area for I mean, Murderous Vision's been going on for 25 years. We've known each other off and on
Hmm.
since then. Lost touch for a while, but that's how it happens. But he decided, so after we worked on that together, he decided to do a compilation, and it turned out incredible. And I was just going to do the artwork because I am a graphic designer and photographer. And the photographs for this were actually taken by Lee's partner Gretchen, who takes amazing
Okay.
pictures, usually on film. Um, and yeah, so he put out this thing. It's called Dies Natalis Invicti Solis, which is all about winter rituals, and this came out at the very end of December. And I was
Cool.
just going to do the design and artwork for this, but Stephen is both mischievous and wonderful, and he's kept twisting my arm and saying, who should be on this? There should be a Dream into Dust track on this. I was like, oh, I don't know. I haven't. It's you should be on this. I was like, I don't know if I'll have time. And somehow, magically, I just said, let me see what I can come up with. And it happened. It worked. The Dream into Dust song is literally the last thing that was sent to him and to Grant Richardson of Nod, who did the mastering, and it's incredible mastering. I don't know how he got. I think there's 12 artists on here from all over the world, and it ranges from like neo folk to
Oh, cool.
tribal to power electronics and death industrial and dark ambient and everything, and all of these, that all sounds like it belongs in the same album, and you don't have to get up and turn your volume. It's incredible, something that was done in so many different places. So, big shout out to Grant and his mastering abilities.
Very
Uh,
cool. What was it like to resurrect, if that's the right word, Dream into Dust after so long?
it was wild. I felt like a weird pressure.
Hmm.
Like I haven't even, because even the album came out, the So Beautiful and So Dangerous came out in May 2012. I had been working on that album and with multiple other people for 6 years.
Mm.
It was way too long. I was way too much of a perfectionist. I ruined myself. I damaged
Oh
friendships.
wow.
People came into the band and left the band because they were tired of my ass. My friend, a friend of mine who plays on it, basically brought up the band Yes and said, "This is like Yes. Like it's real. There's a high level of musicianship and perfection, but it's also super fucking annoying." Because yeah, apparently those guys are ridiculous perfectionists, and like all the classic Yes albums, like Tales from Topographic Oceans and
Hmm.
stuff in the early '70s, Fragile. It was like they took like a year to record or
Mm.
whatever, and people would go back. No, 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 you have to play this in 17/8 time. And it's like, oh fuck, So yeah, I was kind of not good with that, and I drove myself crazy.
Mm.
So that's why I was like, I
Okay.
need to step away from this. And coincidentally, it's when I got a little side gig as the sysadmin for Compactor.
Nice.
And yeah, so whenever the worker or needs something, or the gear needs some tweaking or setting up, breaking down, fixing, that's what I do. That's why
Sounds
I'm
good,
there.
man.
I don't do the thing. I just go on tour, set up the stuff, I leave, the worker comes on and does their thing, leaves, then I come back and everybody says, "Hey, you missed Compact."
Oh, you just
Yeah.
missed him. Well, when you are doing your own music, let's drill down a bit. Is there any gear or VSTs you're liking right now?
If I was smart again, I would have brought the piece of gear that I literally just grabbed. So it's by a company called Alexander Pedals. I already have something else by them, the name of which I forget. They actually
Hmm.
have a lot of variations on pedals, and their stuff is really widely. Like, I don't like one trick ponies because
Hmm.
it just takes up space on the pedal board or in the studio. You're just like, this only does bit crushing. Like,
Hmm.
what is that? It better be a really good bit crusher. It better be able to sound like anything
Right.
with that range of bit crushing. But yeah, this Alexander pedal is like a weird reverb, delay, modulation, and then has reverse sounds on it and everything. So I was like, I have to, and it's a pitch shifter and
Okay.
delay. And I got into it because somebody on Facebook, whose name eludes me right now, posted, "Oh, I just got this deal on this thing," and I love deals and I love weird gear. So I was
Okay.
like, "Pitch shifter delay, I should get one of those." And I don't have any money, but I should. Oh, I just made a little bit of money, so I guess I'll just spend
Yeah, that
that.
happens.
Yeah, so I went and grabbed that, and I'm excited because that's going to be on a new project, probably.
Ooh.
Besides probably being used in Compactor, although I have no say in that. That's
Hmm.
up to the worker, whatever the worker does, or whatever waste management tells the worker to do, or me. Um, yeah, it's going to be a new project. I'm not going to talk about the
Okay.
name yet, but yeah, it's going to come out in a couple months. But basically, I've been
Oh.
threatening to do this for a while. It's going to be a form of dungeon synth.
Oh, nice.
I've been into for a while. Technically, I was into it before it was called dungeon synth.
Okay.
Like, the original practitioners of stuff like Mortise,
Uh-huh.
and I can't rep a certain racist a-hole dude, even though Dream Into Dust was on the same label with him briefly. Um, but that person did release some seminal dungeon synth
Right.
albums, which I don't really like. Um,
Okay.
but Mortise is awesome, and there are a lot of things that we just called neoclassical or
Right.
neoclassical synth that came out in the 90s. Penitent. I was going to say North Haunt, but not North Haunt. They're ambient. And so yeah, I've been like just diving into dungeon synth in the past 2 years,
Oh, cool.
going like, oh, this has like grown into this thing,
Hmm.
and some of it is a little bit too not quite my thing,
All right.
but that's the case with any genre.
Sure.
There's going to be a bunch of there start to be subgenres and subdivisions of it, and I'm just like not so into the kind of more cheesy stuff. But then there's basically it's like I'm into the stuff that literally sounds like somebody brought a synth into a dungeon
There
and they
you
brought a cheap tape recorder with them and they pressed record, and it's like you're hearing the hiss of the tape and the sounds of the dungeon that you're in, the walls, it's
there
echoing
you
through the
go.
walls.
Roll to detect traps. That's how we do dungeons here on the Space Couch. Uh
Nice.
well, with all your show booking background and various projects, would you ever consider, or have you been doing these online live?
The only stuff that's been done online from here before this very moment was actually a whole bunch of Twitch DJ streaming,
Okay,
because
cool.
there's another thing I do is DJ, because a lot of people can DJ. And no, I have actually DJed for many years in various styles and things. But the past 2 years has actually also been when I've been getting into spinning techno and devoting to a very specific kind of underground
Oh,
techno that's
awesome.
fuzzy and blurry. Like favorite labels are like Avion and Downwards,
Okay.
Blackest Ever Black, things that are really, and you can tell it's like this is somebody who came from the industrial and goth realms getting into techno, because I mean, I've been into, into harder stuff than that
Uh-huh.
too, but like when it comes to DJing, it's like I want to make it all flow together like the
Okay.
Chthonic Streams.
I'll check those out. I haven't
And
not
it's
all.
it's nice. Yeah, it's fun to do that with like weird people like Carriage or
Hmm.
Black Color, and I don't know, just a ton of people. Oh, Shifted, Headless Horseman, people like that. So I was had a regular weekly show for a while on Squarewave TV on Twitch.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice.
Before that, big shout out to Interference Radio, who I was spinning on their channel for a while. And before that, before Interference Radio was by name its thing, DJ Martyr has her own channel, and was doing industrial, and switched over to more like industrial EBM techno and stuff, and so it was starting to throw Twitch parties, right, like back in April and
Hmm.
May, like
Right.
let's everybody was like, quick, I have to get online, I have to do this thing,
Yeah.
and everyone's scrambling to get the cameras and
Hmm.
green screens. Not that I know what a green screen is, because I'm in outer space.
Right,
Um,
right. I've never heard of such a thing.
and yeah, yeah, for a while I was doing every week on Thursdays on Squarewave, and it just happened as I just got a bit said, I am a DJ, but I'm a musician first. I really need to focus on finishing this stuff. I had to
Okay.
finish Agreement to Dust reissue. I had to finish the December reissue, which by the way, I forgot to shout out Matthew Azevedo, also out of Providence, who lovingly mastered and rescued the December recordings, because that stuff is from 1994 to
Wow,
1996.
nice.
the masters were on cassette
Hey.
and then DAT, and it's like it got rescued to CD and then to computer.
Wow.
And yeah, Matt just like hammered it into shape so it's actually listenable, as opposed to sounding like a piece of dog poo that kept on 25 years ago. So
Love it.
bless him for doing that. So yeah, I got back into that. There may be, now that there's been one Dream into Dust thing, there might be more
Oh, cool, cool. That door's been opened.
past that, and I forgot to mention that. But it again, it's really it's that kind of, back to that kind of magical way of thinking. Like, I'm a big believer in, like, yes, sometimes you have to force it,
Mm.
but it's better if you don't. Sometimes you just have to force the working situation and then see what, you know. But if you don't have that, because the Dream into Dust song on the compilation came about in like a week, and that was, well, that was really hard, flexing those muscles
Mm.
that hadn't been flexed, since, I mean, the last time new songs were written was like 2010, 2011. Under that name.
Okay.
So, um, but as far as, oh, I'm sorry, there was one other thing that happened live, and that was, there was a Compactor live shift over Twitch as part of NorCal Noise Fest
All
2020.
right.
Yeah, the longest running Noise Fest. That was, I believe, the 24th, 23rd or 24th Noise Fest
Damn.
that they've ever done. And so that's incredible. It's out of Sacramento,
Cool, cool.
California. There was a live Compactor shift there the previous year, which was great. I don't mean the set was great because it's not for, I mean, I was just watching. But, me being tangentially involved as
Right.
just admin, that's for the audience to decide. But I think it went great. It
Awesome,
had a
awesome.
good response. But when Lob of Instagon, who is one of the co-runners, along with William, of NorCal Noise Fest, when he asked, so does Compactor want to come back, do this year? And that was the time we were like, we don't know if there's going to be any shows.
Right.
And then I was like, there's really probably not. He's like, well, we're going to do it. We'll do it online. We'll figure it out. And they did figure it out. There were some weird technical issues, but fortunately it was recorded, and so you can hear it on the Compactor SoundCloud.
Cool, man.
But yeah, it was part of a whole big noise fest with a lot of great people doing great noisy things.
Miss
And,
Noise Fest.
oh, I miss the noise fest, not just from the whole experience and going nuts, running around taking pictures of people and stuff, but also just the people.
Yeah, totally.
The scene. I mean, it's said slightly facetiously. We use the term noise fam.
Right.
It's like, but it's also real. It's
Yeah.
really, these people are like family. There's people that I literally only see at noise fests. Like Thomas Butner of, whose name I may be mispronouncing. Just like Stevens, almost everybody's been mispronouncing Petrus for years. But yeah, Thomas Butner, I'm because it's German.
Alles
It's an
klar.
OE diphthong. So he is now also in Providence.
Okay.
His project is Straight Panic. It's super relevant and important. Queer power electronics, amazing person, and also runs his own label. It's labels for everybody.
Everybody gets a label.
Puissance du Rien,
I
which
love
has
it.
also put out a Compactor release. So yeah, it's all very incestuous, but I like it. That's what I like about it. I mean, so my influences and love. If you can't see it, I did drag my entire CD collection up
Well,
here to the
thank
space.
you. I mean, it probably cost millions of dollars per pound to fly it all the way up from New York to
Well,
space.
I live in Brooklyn, so I know a guy.
Okay.
I know a guy. He could get you And we're right above Brooklyn. The space
Okay.
station is floating literally right above my
Okay.
apartment
A
in
space
Brooklyn.
elevator type situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
But the influence from people like labels and artists on like World Serpent back in the day was like important. Yeah, so basically you'd have like a band, and the band was basically one person, and then the rest of the band is people who have their own bands.
Uh-huh.
So there's no ego because it's just sort of
Oh,
like,
right.
hey, if it's this guy's band, this guy's in charge, and the other guys are your friends, guys
Right.
and gals, and whoever you want to call Rose McDowell over and she sings for you. You want to call Tony Wakeford over and he plays some guitar or bass for you. Do whatever. You call this guy and then they do some vocals. And it all just is shared back and forth. And it was sort of like a collective. And
Very
that
cool.
I really like that idea. You have it. It's a little bit less formal like this, but yeah, you end up having people who are in different places having their different labels and different projects, and then it's sort of like, hey, I'd like to work with you. I'd like to, I could mix your stuff and put out your stuff, and then maybe next year you do a remix and you put out, my stuff, and then hopefully, whenever this happens again, we do a show. Somebody travels to somebody else's town, and then it's an opportunity for everybody to meet everybody and see what's going on.
It
And
is that's a great point. Like I do love the sort of uh autonomy electronic music affords you, that like, if we don't get along, you and like the drummer or something, the band doesn't crumble. It's all this sort of self-contained structure that allows for some
yeah,
interesting collaboration. Let's jump into a few hypotheticals uh, with our remaining time. Uh, on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, specifically Next Generation, who is Compactor?
well, as I said, Compactor is not a
Okay.
person, it's a machine. So who is the worker?
Oh, right. Who's the
And
worker?
the answer, in a sense, is they would all be the worker.
Okay.
But this worker specifically would not be on the bridge.
Okay.
Would be in engineering, toiling away uh,
Okay.
anonymously and thanklessly.
Just a
You know,
faceless,
yeah, just somewhere in the background.
okay.
Ensign only appears in one episode.
Right.
Just listen, just whatever Geordi yells at him,
Right.
just like right.
If they're not there, you're fucked. Like the ship's not going anywhere, but they
Exactly.
don't get any credit.
Exactly. No, because that's how it is.
Okay.
It's they're the essential engineer workers.
There you go. Uh, Derek Rush as a video game. Do you like shoot Chthonic Streams at people, or do you compact like Tetris pieces together?
That that sounds a little aggressive. I
Okay.
don't know. Just
Right.
um, that seems silly. That's also one of the. I'm not even going to go into that. It's not give that stupid fantasy franchise any more play. But I will say that whenever I see people that are supposed to be doing magic and they're shooting beams
Okay.
out of their hands, I'm just like, it doesn't work like that. None of this works like that. So, yeah, it would be more something crazy like Pac-Man or Dig Dug,
Okay.
those ancient retro games where you're just like, or Tutankhamun, you're just like
Yeah.
burrowing through this thing trying to get from one place to another. 'Cause that's what all my dreams are like. It's always like I'm in this one place and I got to get to the other place and we got to find the thing and get to the person and save something or just keep
Right.
getting killed. I don't know. You
Yes.
know.
Well, A+ for a Tutankhamun reference, and
Yeah.
I think a non-licensed Atari game, so you even get points for just being off the beaten path and obscure jungle hunt, says Ben Hudgens. Um, the So if we could just smash cut back to music for a second, what's something you wish you could go back and tell your younger self making those tapes in '94?
Don't do it. Um, Yeah, I would say learn what cost per unit means
Okay.
first. I know now. There were some cases where I didn't figure that out until, oh, this, I'm not gonna, I'm literally not, even now,
Hmm.
it's like I am the worst. I am the worker, and I am also the exploitive corporation. Uh, in order to make some of these things, I literally cannot pay myself as much as I would have to fairly pay another worker to
Mm.
do it. It's just sort of like, well, I guess that pays for the music, but yeah, now I got to run around. I did all these hours of design work, and I got to do all this assembly and production, and I understand no one's going to pay me to take something to the post office, but you know what I mean? You're just
No,
doing all this
I
packaging, and that's the point at which I go, why do I do this to myself?
it is a good point. It can
Oh,
be depressing to figure out what you would be, if you were to somehow pay yourself what you could have been making. But you know, you can't not. Like, what are you gonna do? Not make music? Like,
no, no, you could do it, but I am sort of addicted to I think digital music and streaming
hmm
things like this very situation we
yeah,
have right here now is amazing.
I'm
It's
a big
it's
fan.
it's it's fucking great. But I like tactile things, and I also like um, smart and cool concepts. I
Mm.
can only try, to live up to that. Like here I have a thing that actually was put out by Oxidation Label. This is a another compactor release. Hard to see here,
Okay,
but this is called Infrastructure,
okay,
and so the theme, as you could guess, is the failing and ailing infrastructure of the United States. This comes in two rusted metal
oh,
plates
I love it.
with a rusted. I'm not even sure what this is. It's kind of like chicken wire, but it's what they put inside walls.
Okay,
So it's like what you build walls and bridges out of.
very like
It's
rebar,
this. The tape is sorry.
rebar.
That could be.
Okay, whatever. It's pretty.
But
Oh
yeah,
man,
the tape is held between us. That was put together by Mark Benner of Oxidation. It was my concept, but his.
very
So the
cool.
way because Oxidation was
Come here, girl.
originally a digital only label. It was resurrecting
Mm.
things that were on CD or CDR that had oxidized,
Oh
and it
wow.
didn't
Okay.
play them. Yeah, it's a clever concept. So, but then he said, I really do want to start doing physical things,
Hmm.
and you do weird stuff. So I was like, so this is the first. I believe it was the first or the second physical release on Oxidation, because to me it's like, anybody can stream anything off of one of the streaming services, not really pay attention, or you can bless Bandcamp. You can go to Bandcamp and buy and download stuff there, and you're cutting out the middleman. Not entirely, because Bandcamp is a middleman, and so is PayPal. But they're providing services, and that's good. They're putting the technology interface there so that people can do it. People are spending millions of dollars to do that, and now you can sell physical media on
It's
Bandcamp too. You
pretty
get
awesome.
the physical and the digital. But to me, it's like anybody can do this stuff. Why is somebody going to care about this weird concept or thing? Um, and it's a way of hammering it home.
Mm.
I'm dead serious about this. This is literally your music player. This is literally a piece of a bridge in a wall. This is a
So
toolbox that
awesome.
it's like, just you have to understand this. This means something.
Mm.
And even if it's something like the Dream into Dust booklet, or even a simple digipack or something. If you can present it in a way that is artistic and has some thought behind it. Like you couldn't tell. You thought it was just black, but actually the December Hope for Nothing cover was a black stone wall. It's
Wow.
very dark. You can only see if you look close. It's like, whoa, I didn't expect to see that.
Cool.
So that was that's part of the concept, and that's part of it. It's a sort of a
Wow.
multimedia experience because that's the
Immersive.
way that I always listen to stuff. And you get something new. You get the CD or the tape or the mini disc, the USB drive, the hit clip, whatever it is, and you put it in, and then you've got this artwork and you've got credits and lyrics, and it helps put you in a certain frame of mind
Totally.
for the experience. You just that's what I miss in a way. Going to I got the Prince Sign of the Times reissue box set. It is
Oh,
incredible. It's the
awesome.
best reissue I have ever gotten.
Oh no,
It's
I got the sorry, I'm a giant Prince fan. I just got the remastered thing on vinyl. I didn't get the box set though, but that's
the
awesome.
box. Yeah, no, I got the CD box set. It's like 8 CDs and 2 DVDs or something like
Very
that, or
cool.
6 CDs and it's incredible. There's like 65 unreleased songs. There's a huge booklet that's like an inch and a half thick, photographs, everything, and it's just like you just sit there and pour through this. It's obviously that's different because it's an old thing, but I miss it's a reissue of an artist that's huge and should be respected for his music. But I'm looking up there at the box. uh, but yeah, it helps put you in the frame of mind, and it helps make it gets people excited. People
Totally.
are interested in it. There's this compactor temporary state. This is a it's an orientation package because it's all about temp work.
Look at that. That's
This is
awesome.
this is like if you get your CDR, or because people say no digital. I said CDs are digital, and also because you can just pull it off the CD. But also, this is proprietary information, and Waste Management does not
Well,
want to distribute
yeah.
digitally.
You gotta have trade
So there's a
secrets.
whole booklet. There's a name tag and a business card,
That's
all this
awesome.
stuff. The booklet tells you all about your temp life because that's a thing. You get big companies pushing everybody into working temporarily, and so they don't have to pay things
Right.
like
Oh yeah.
overtime or give you paid vacation or what's that little thing that they call that small oh yeah, healthcare.
Right.
So like they don't do that. It's only freaking massively important, and when so yeah, I get a little up in arms about stuff like that. This is a way of like putting that stuff out there without being, I mean, it's a little heavy handed,
Mhm.
and there's a little bit of humor in there
Sure.
sometimes. There are some jokes in the whole music title. There's a song called New Boss. It's funny once you hear the beat because it's bossa nova.
Hey.
Yeah. So there's little things like that. So it's like anybody who thinks, oh, this super serious industrial thing, and there's a guy with a gas mask, and everything is all dark and only. It's like read the titles and read if there's any literature with it. There's some sarcasm there. It's still serious because it's about a serious thing,
Mhm.
but it's a way of kind of making it hopefully not completely overbearing, and just like bashing people right in the face with uh, my thoughts and beliefs, or the no, my thoughts and beliefs are not necessarily reflect those of waste management. Is what
Well,
I
I'm
mean.
glad you brought it back to hold music because we are on a rogue flight path out here in space. I'm going to bring this back on into the station. So I do want to punch out with one last plug for Hold Music, out now from Compactor. Find that on Bandcamp. Find many of the things we talked about through. I'll try to Chthonic Streams and.
Not a high colonic, no.
Not colonic streams is something totally different.
I mean,
Uh,
although some people might think that what I put out is shit, but
hey,
that's
but
their you
that
know.
is your
Uh,
purview to do so. It's on Bandcamp now under Compactor. Check out Dreams in the Dust. Check out once it happens the new thing from Derek Rush. We'll post those links once they happen. So. This is Brian for Space Couch, for Derek, for Compactor, for Dreams into Dust, for Chthonic Streams. We'll go with that. Saying, call the spaceships to Davenport. Prepare for Divanarchy interface with a couch in space. Derek, thanks so much for joining us here on Space Couch.
Thank you.
Space Couch
Uh,
out. Yeah, all right. We can talk over the end credits if you want, but wow, man, I haven't seen like we used to do all that crazy packaging in a hospital with Dom back in Wisconsin. I haven't seen free packaging like that in a while. That's awesome.
oh, I didn't know you were involved with Dom. That's funny.
Yeah, like way back in like high school.
Hmm.
But yeah, then
Oh, back when he was a metalhead.
yeah. Yeah, I first met him because he was wearing a leather strip shirt, and I said, "Hey, cool leather strip shirt." Uh,
That's how friendships happen in the day. You're like the only other person I've ever seen with a shirt of some weird
that's
thing.